Wow. It's every color blue. Look like some pink out there. That's the kind of reflections off the cloud out there. Wowza. Yeah, baby. Time to test the drone out on the beach out there. Yeah. Now welcome to 6 Shades of Freedom. It's time to test the drone at 100 meters because that's what it says is the range of the remote control for the drop release, bait release. So I'm going to test that on several occasions to make sure before I take it out over the water. You know, I'm on partial Social Security, so I cannot afford to buy another drone. So I don't want to lose this one. You know, it's only a DJI Mavic, but a Mavic Mini. But I don't want to lose it because it comes in handy for lots of stuff. So we're going to test that out. I'm going to rig up some it's going to carry the, a weight, like a little weight like this. It's going to carry it down to where 100 meters is, and that's going to be my test. So we'll see how that goes. Wow. Oh. I don't think I'll be bottom fishing because it gets pretty deep out there, but I figure nothing's going to be heavier than that weight. I could clip this little fishing lure is what I plan on using. This little fake minnow. Gonna try that, or maybe a worm. I think that's good for bass, but I'm not sure about tuna, stuff like that. So this should do it. This should be good enough. It's never gonna be more weight than this. This is more weight than it's gonna be, put it that way. So I will open let me see, I will tie this first. Okay. Anyway, I'm interested that this will work. I would still like to have a fishing pole, but maybe I'll borrow one. Bill said he has all kinds of fishing poles. Maybe I'll borrow one from him and see, can I even catch a fish off of the off of this shore right here. I don't know, can I or not? So we'll check that out. All right. So just gonna tie this. This is gonna connect to the top, so I don't know how I'm going to be. This will be the bait and the leader, so this line is going to have to be up here. So we're going to test that out. I'm going to tie it on right here. It needs a swivel. Not right now. I'm just going to tie a basic square knot here. We ain't pulling on no fish. So just tie it like you tie your shoe, go away from you. And then on the next one, come through the hole towards you. And I believe that would be a square knot, which I don't hear them using during the fishing. I'm not sure what kind of knot to make for fishing. Oh, they're gonna have to look into that. I can do it though, whatever it is. So, hey, how'd that happen? Eh? What happened? I got on the wrong side. Alright. Oh, how's that just pulling out of there, man? Let's try for it there. I wish I would have just made a double box and brought my poles, but I didn't do it, so I need to stop crying about that. So I did bring the reels, which since I'm not going to be casting, I'm going to be flying it out there with a drone. Maybe I don't need a pole. It'd be nice to have a pole though. Okay. So this is going to be hooked to the bottom of the drone. In that little bar I showed y'all. See that little round bar? I'm going to open it up right now with the remote. I can do that with the actuator button on the side. Oh, gotta turn it on first. Okay, it's open. And then I'll just close it with the actuator button. Okay. The drone is attached. What I want to do is try to keep this fishing line out of my rotors. The weight will hold that one, I believe. I just got to keep this other one, this other line going back to the pole, the reel, taut while I'm starting the drone up. I think I can go out there now. Let me turn this off. So, wow, I need a backup battery for this too. This is going to be difficult. All right. Let me just take this stuff out there. I'm gonna leave the base camp here. Wow. You are not part of the base camp. You're coming with me. Ow. Dang, it's kind of windy out here, man. The drone is not gonna like it, but I'm gonna try it anyway. So let's get on with the test. You know, see that box right there? We'll try to take off from there and see if home will work for me. So, hey, Skull Vikings, Skull Vikings. Yeah, and Detroit lost. They lead our division, they lost. So now we're closer to the lead. We're in second place. So, at what are we, 3 and 4? So we're 3 and 4. We're in second place. So not a good division. But I think they're 4 and 3 or 5. They're 5 and 2. So we got to play them twice still. So we bang them twice. You know, we got the lead. So let's try this. I'm kind of nervous a little bit because I never tried this before. So that's my jig hookup. You know, I got the weight down at the bottom. Got my little attachment on there. I'm gonna turn it on before I forget. Okay, that's the remote control. That should release the droppy thing. So let me take the gimbal protector off. Take that off. Get over here in the landing spot, takeoff spot, and landing spot. have the controller. Is that home base? Right about here, I find out something new about the drone that I didn't know. You know, on the screen of the controller of the drone, when I first took off, it said payload detected. So the extra weight, the extra fishing lead weight that I hung on the drone, it detected that it had a payload that is heavier than it normally would be. That way it can compensate for picking it up. You know, it's not going to drag it back down to the ground. So it has to know that to actuate the rotors to go a little stronger to compensate for the weight that you put on there. So what I didn't know is it would recognize that. I didn't even think about it, but it has to, because it has to compensate for extra payload. So, and another thing I didn't know is that it gave me a limit how far I could go. 50 meters, that's as far as I could go. I took it down there 50 meters and made the drop just with the little remote, just like the plan was. It just was only half as far as the plan, because the remote control says it's good for 100 meters. So I should be able to go a little more than a football field out to sea and the remote still work, but I couldn't test it because the drone put a limit on me. Payload drop. The drone detected a payload. It would only let me go out 50 meters, but the range of the remote control is 100 meters, which I want to go out at least 100 meters. I could cast that far. I could cast farther than 50 meters. It had a payload restriction of 50 meters when it has a payload. I didn't know that. I want to go. I can see where our box is. That's why it's so disappointed with the I didn't know anything about the payload. You know, it had a payload restriction of 50 meters when it has a payload. So I didn't know that. I want to go 100 meters. So you see where the box is, that's where I took off from. And I carried the weight down here, which it did release, but it wouldn't let me go past 50 meters, which I can cast that far. So there's no benefit in that. So I dropped the weight, you know, the lead weight down here, and at 50 meters, and I flew the drone back just like I would if I was fishing. So I'm just following the fishing line now out to the 50 meters where it dropped it at. Let me see, there's a cliff here, so erosion cliff. So if I was fishing, you know, I wanted to go out to 100 meters, which is the limit of the remote control. But the drone, I got to figure out how to change the drone distance for the payload. That's my problem now. That's going to be tomorrow because Expat Tuesday is coming up. I'm trying to find a fishing line now. I just saw it a minute ago. Huh. I know it comes down in here. What the heck? I don't see it now though. It disappeared without a trace. What in the heck? Oh, here it is. So here's the weight right here. All right. So this right here to that box down there is 50 meters. So if I could fix the drone, I could easily cast that far right there with a weight on there, I'm pretty sure, with a surf caster rod. I know I can. I could probably go 75 meters. But the drone wouldn't let me. Perhaps if I take this lead weight off, but now put that on there to keep the fishing line out of the rotors while it was flying at all. I was hoping to push it past 100 meters. You know, the son of a biscuit eater. Something stuck me in the foot, man. Let me, oh yeah. Yes, that went all the way through. Ouch. Well, that didn't go as planned, but if first you don't succeed, try again. So I didn't really know there was a governor. The drone actually detected a payload and would only let me go 50 meters, which, you know, even at my age, I could cast farther than 50 meters. So I wanted to go at least 100 because the remote range says 100 meters. So if it said that, I was hoping it'd be 125 so I could get out about, you know, 115 meters, something like that. But now I got to get ready for Expat Tuesday. Got to pick my daughter up. She gets off early because they had tests today. So peace. Next time we're gonna test it, and then I'm gonna keep testing that. I'm gonna get some extra batteries for the remote, and I'm gonna test that over and over down the beach at the same height and the same distance over and over again until I know I can pop a fresh battery in there and I can do what I did on the beach out there so that I don't lose my drone. That's my plan. The best laid plans, baby. The best laid plans.